A spacecraft is drifting 1,000,000 miles from Earth, staring at the sun. Everything about its existence points in one direction. Its instruments are aimed toward the solar atmosphere. Its mission is to watch eruptions, track storms, and help scientists understand the star that dominates our corner of space. The spacecraft is called SOHO. And at first glance, this appears to be a story about the sun. Yet somehow, the same mission would become the most prolific comet hunter in history. The contradiction is easy to miss because nothing dramatic happens. No redesign, no emergency, no change of destination. SOHO keeps doing exactly what it was launched to do. The mystery is how comets enter the picture at all. The answer begins with a recurring image. At the center of SOHO's most famous camera views, the sun itself is hidden behind a circular disk. The brilliant glare is blocked, so the faint outer atmosphere can become visible. Around that dark circle, streams of solar material flow outward into space. It is an image built for solar science. Then a tiny streak appears. A small point of light drifts across the frame, heading toward the hidden sun. At first, it looks incidental. An unexpected visitor passing through someone else's photograph. The mission remains unchanged. The sun is still the target. The strange object is simply something that happened to wander into view. The explanation feels complete, until another one appears. Then another. The same camera keeps returning the same kind of image. The sun remains fixed. The dark occulting disk remains fixed. And from the edges of the frame, small objects continue arriving. Most are comets. Many are on fatal trajectories. They plunge toward the sun, brightening as they approach before disappearing completely. The spacecraft was never sent into space to search for them, yet it keeps finding them. The pattern becomes difficult to ignore. One discovery can be dismissed as luck. Several discoveries suggest coincidence. Years of discoveries create a different question. How many times can a side effect repeat before it becomes something else? The answer unfolds slowly because the hardware never changes. Each day, SOHO continues its solar observations. Each day, the same images arrive. And within those images, comet trails continue appearing. The geometry of the mission turns out to be unusually favorable. The cameras are constantly watching a region where sun-grazing comets become visible during the final moments of their journeys. The observatory is not chasing them. The comets are simply crossing a field of view that never stops watching. Discovery counts begin rising. Catalogs grow. Individual detections that once felt unusual start blending into a larger pattern. The original explanation still survives. These are interesting bonuses, unexpected additions to a mission whose real purpose remains solar science. But the explanation begins losing ground, because the discoveries do not stop. The same image returns again and again. The sun hidden in the center. A faint comet approaching from the edge. Another streak. Another disappearance.
It's maintaining trajectory.
Another entry added to the record. The accumulation itself becomes a form of pressure. If these detections are merely peripheral, why are there so many of them? The question grows more difficult as the archive expands. Then something else changes. People begin looking at the images specifically to find comets, not solar physicists studying eruptions, not mission planners redefining the spacecraft, observers searching the imagery because they know what might be hiding there. The data acquires a second life. What began as an observational archive becomes discovery territory. Across computer screens around the world, volunteers examine fresh images from the spacecraft. They compare frames. They track moving points of light. They submit potential discoveries. The Sungrazer project emerges around the flow of SOHO data. The mission still belongs to solar science. Yet entire communities are now using its images for a different purpose. The meaning of the archive is changing. A new interpretation becomes increasingly difficult to avoid. SOHO is no longer merely producing occasional comet discoveries. It is enabling a comet discovery ecosystem. The distinction matters. A lucky observation can happen once. A systematic stream of discoveries creates its own world. And still, the spacecraft remains exactly what it was at launch. The cameras have not been rebuilt. The mission objectives remain focused on the sun. The observatory never abandons its original identity. Instead, another identity begins forming around it. Discovery milestones arrive. Then, larger milestones. The numbers continue climbing. Hundreds become thousands. The record grows beyond anything imagined when the mission first left Earth. At some point, the old explanation starts to collapse, because a side effect is supposed to remain in the background. A side effect is not supposed to become one of the defining accomplishments of an entire mission. Yet that is precisely what has happened. More than 5,000 comets have been discovered using SOHO data. The spacecraft launched to study the sun has become history's greatest comet hunter. What makes the transformation unusual is that nothing visible marks the moment it occurs. There is no ceremony. No switch is flipped. No announcement changes the spacecraft's purpose. Only the steady accumulation of evidence. One comet. Then another. Then thousands. The opening image returns. The sun is still hidden behind the same dark circle. The corona still spreads across the frame. SOHO is still watching the star it was built to observe. But now, the image means something different. In the beginning, it represented a solar observatory doing solar science. By the end, it represents two histories occupying the same frame. The sun remains the subject. Yet around it drifts the legacy that nobody launched the mission to create. SOHO never stopped being a solar observatory. Its purpose stayed constant. What changed was the meaning of what it kept seeing beside the sun.